Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you can all hear. This is our exhibitor webinar for USITT. My name is Ron Procopio. I'm the Expo Manager for us. If you do have questions, as you see in this first slide here, please type them into the comment section. I believe Amy's going to take care of watching that, or she did last year anyway for us, but I'll also try and keep an eye on it, and we'll address those questions as quick as we can. Today, there we go. Today we also have Kevin Bellinger from Shepherd Exhibitor Services here. He's been with the show. This is, I believe, his 10th year servicing USITT, so he's very familiar with many of our exhibitors and what the show looks like, and a lot of the questions that we get. Amy Thrasher is with Convention Data Services. Her job is on the lead retrieval side of the company, but she does work for essentially the registration company that collects all the data through registration for the event. Today we're going to be covering a whole bunch of different topics. Exhibitor registration, some of the travel and housing, lead retrieval, the promo codes that are there, as well as a lot of the material operations that Shepherd will handle. So at this point, I think I dodge out of this, and I go to this. Can you guys see the screen with the Exhibitor Services manual? Anybody? Amy? Kevin?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
yes,
cool. All right, so this is kind of our home base for the show. Our event website, USITTshow.com, has all of the event information that you would ever need. This section in particular, the address up here, USITTshow.com/exhibitor will get you to this website, or you can come here to Stage Expo down to exhibitor information. Every year we tweak this thing and try and make it a little bit easier and more user-friendly. This year, I'm pretty proud of some of these pieces, these areas in particular. These are drop-down sections which have all of the pertinent information you'll need. Show information, obviously. This year, we're at the Salt Palace Convention Center in Salt Lake City. Our move-in dates and times, information about the exhibitor buyer cocktail party that we're doing, our contacts, rules and regulations. You'll see a lot of the information we're going to cover in the Shepherd section kind of pertains to this area as far as labor restrictions, if there are any, and what you can expect. These are our exhibitor bulletins. Hopefully you've been receiving these bulletins. I am posting them here in case you want to refer back to any of them. This is actually something that I'm very proud of. We've done a super cool thing, and essentially we're sending the exhibitor manual to you every month. This is the new bulletins that you've been getting. And each month, you'll have information on the left that is cool and new and important and things to be paying attention for. And on the right, you'll see the kit, essentially. All of your order forms come to you with the deadline dates for them, and we'll always include your company name, your booth number, your virtual login password, your exhibitor registration password, and your promo code. So every month, this information is on your bulletins. It's super handy, and I wish other shows were doing that when we were exhibiting at. Marketing opportunities. This is, pretty standard for a lot of events. There are sponsorship opportunities still available for the show. If you're considering getting an ad in the conference program, deadline is coming up. It's January 19th to secure spots. This form here, all of these PDFs will click open into a new form, and you can see the different pricing and how you submit. Some of the other special events that we're doing, I'll do this really quickly so everybody knows. The opening night event, which is now tied into our new products event, it was a huge success last year. Standing room only, we had over 1,500 people at the event. This year we're setting the room for 1,800, which I think is awesome and daunting at the same time. We have about 6 companies signed up right now. There's only 12 spots available. So if you want to participate in this event, it's 3 to 5 minutes, get up on stage, have a new product, brag about it, throw some swag out in the crowd, and make everybody's night so that when they tomorrow go to the event, they will remember you and see your presentation for the night. Mailing lists, there's a request here, request form. Innovation stage, you might be familiar with this. It's an area we built a stage on the expo floor. We're doing training on the floor now. We're doing, I want to say, 3 or 4 conference sessions on the floor. We're also, with this innovation stage, you're allowed to take a space, put a product on a pedestal. We'll have signage with it, and you get 20 minutes on the stage in the scheduled programming. It's been very popular for attendance. We've had well over 100 people in each one of those things last year. So we're expecting to have a really good turnout again this year. At that point, I'm going to jump over to exhibitor registration, kind of show you what's going on over here. These buttons, they're while they are our show look, you can tell we have a hexagon kind of thing going on. Exhibitor registration, we'll click open here. With your badge, with your booth or table space, you are given a certain allotment of badges. Tables get 2 full conference and 2 booth staff badges. All other booths, 100 square feet or larger, will get 4 per 100 square feet. So it's, if you have a 10 by 10, you get 4 of each. If you get a 10 by 20, you get 8 of each, that kind of thing. So here I selected my company. I've entered my password. I log in to register. It's a fairly simple system. We've been with CDS for a number of years now. We've even added some new features here. So initially, you'll see my information, my contact. This is my exhibitor allotment. I've assigned myself a table here on the floor plan. I'm right here. So I've got 2 full conference badges. I've already pre-registered myself earlier today, so you can see that there. It says that I've got 1 available and 2 of the booth staff badges. The full conference badges is if you wanted to have any of your company employees go to any of the education sessions. The booth staff only is strictly for people that are working in the space. You do not need to register somebody twice. It's one or the other that you would do. To add a new booth personnel, you'll just go in here. I'll register my boss, David Grindle. I don't think he would like that part. He is executive director. All of the information populates from this at usitt.org to the registration. And he's registered. And now you'll see I have 2 people with my exhibitor conference. And my allotment has changed here. So, fairly straightforward. You can click this to get a report of who you've registered for your booth staff, print receipts if you need to do that for some reason. It's pretty straightforward, though. These tabs are really important up here. Housing, this is a quick link that'll send you back over to the exhibitor registration, the exhibitor manual site, so you can book your housing. We have currently 5 hotels in our block. They are booking up pretty quick, so if you haven't booked your rooms, take advantage of that really quickly. Back over here, under event, or it's a couple different ways, hotel and travel. We'll take you right to it. Under event information is also travel and housing. We try to make things as easy as we can to find. The other one that's really important is each company is assigned a promotions code, a promo code. This is where you can invite your clients for free to walk the expo. You're setting up these booths, you're spending a lot of money and time and energy. Let's get those people to visit you and see you in your booth. So initially, on this tab, you'll find your dedicated promo code. If you went back to that email that I was sending in the bulletins, that is included in there as well. You can give this to any client. They will go to attendee registration, and they can enter that code to get in for free. Earlier today, I registered our friend Kevin Bellinger, and now it shows you the people that have registered for the show using my promo code. It says 0 right now. I got to figure that out with CDS why that's not showing 2, but there are 2 people that are using our code right now. I can download this list. which is super handy. So you can send out bulletins or updates, VIP meetings, anything you want along those lines. So let me turn to the main menu here. Remember, promo invitation, here's your code. There's an invite a customer here if you want to send out through the system. You enter their first, last names, and email, and it will send a quick little, hey, I'm registering, I'm exhibiting at the show. Why don't you come and attend the show for us? And finally, this brings us over to lead retrieval and over to Amy. So I'm going to switch this over to Amy. If I can do that.
If you right-click, Ron, on the where you see me and Kevin listed
I'll
under
make
staff.
present. There we go.
There you go. Beautiful.
Ta-da!
Excellent. Thank you very much, Ron. Great overview of the registration portal. And from that portal, if you click on the links for lead retrieval, it'll take you to our online ordering site. But what I'd like to do is just review the different products that you'll find on that site, and then I would like to talk about some of our deadlines and also some of the free benefits you get with lead retrieval. So in reviewing the lead retrieval portion, we'll also talk about our education, communication, and so forth. So the first product that we have is the Express Connect app, and that is compatible on your smartphones or tablets. We also have our Express Connect Plus, and that is a wireless handheld device that you would rent from us, and you could pick it up on site or we could deliver it to you. And then we also, new this year, we have a product called the Express Connect Elite. That's a software program that you would download onto your laptop, and you would have an attached scanner that you would pick up on site or we could deliver to you. All of our products are compatible with an optional wireless Bluetooth printer. So if you're an exhibitor that likes to print out your leads, you can also order a printer to go with any one of these lead retrieval solutions. If you are using your own lead retrieval device or a third-party device, we do offer a data conversion service or an event API. Details of both of those are on the website. Specifications for the event API are listed there, as well as pricing for those. But with the order of either one of them, it would include a complete data transfer of all of your scans and also badge samples so that you can test out the API ahead of time. I'm just going to, I apologize, I think I may have a slide that got hidden here. I'm very sorry. Okay, so I apologize. These slides for some reason got hidden. Okay, so I just wanted to, in detail, review the Express Connect app. So as far as the app goes, there is an online and an offline setting. That's important to note because the first question exhibitors typically ask is, do I have to be connected to the internet to use the app? You need the internet to download the app and to activate it. Once activated, you can work in either an online or an offline mode. An online mode could be access through Wi-Fi or a data plan. If you don't have either, you would work in an offline mode. You do not lose data, you do not lose scans, they're just two different settings within the device. We also have a demo license available if any exhibitors want to test this out ahead of time to see how it works before ordering it. And it's purchased as a license. So each device that you want to use it on requires a license. The first license during our early bird pricing is $345, and then each additional are $130. We do have custom pricing for 3-packs and 5-packs. They're not published. They're new pricing structures for 2016. So if you're interested in those, you can certainly give me a follow-up call or email, and we'll review custom pricing. As far as the compatibility, this is not compatible with BlackBerry or Windows phones. It's strictly iPhone, iPads, and Android smartphones and tablets. And then the handheld wireless device, this is basically, it is a smartphone, so it's using the app on our device. The model that we use is a Galaxy, and again, it does have an optional printer. We give you a charger to go with it. We also have replacement batteries, so if it was, towards the end of the day, if you felt like your battery was getting low, we could just come switch the battery out for you, so you're not having to be connected to a charger from your booth. But you do have the charger for overnight charging. The early bird cost for the handheld unit is $440, and the optional printer is $90. And then from there, we've got our Elite software. This is Mac and Windows compatible, and again, this is to use on your PC or laptop. We do not provide the PC or laptop on site. You would download the software ahead of time. You would get the scanner on site. It has a USB adapter that you would plug into a USB port on your laptop, and then you would be able to use the software to scan and to manage your leads. The cost for this is $415. And as far as getting your lead data, all exhibitors will have a unique login credential to our Express Leads download portal. The portal provides you download buttons for each app license or each device, so that if you're using more than one, you would have a separate download button. You can also merge them all using that function upon download. So if you want just one file from multiple devices, you can certainly do that as well. We also provide a lot of different reports for your convenience. There's graphical reporting for registration categories, leads by day, leads by hour, leads by country state, and there's also demographics, qualifiers, and notes that all become part of, all of those entries become part of your lead file. The other great benefit of using lead retrieval is Exhibit Tracker. This is a post-show email that goes out to every single attendee, summarizing all of the exhibitor booths where their badge got scanned. It lists the exhibiting company names, and this is a sample that you see of what this email looks like. It also has the primary sales contact at that exhibited company, and it has the phone and email, and there's also a web URL that's included so they can go to your website. This is huge value. It increases your ROI. It's extending your event exposure, and it's also putting the follow-up process in the hands of attendees, which gives you a better chance of closing that deal. They're going to see everything, where they went, and be able to contact you in addition to you contacting them. And there's no cost to be included in this. You're included in this just by way of participating in lead retrieval. And just quickly, the deadlines, early bird deadline is January 22nd. The advanced discount deadline is February 18th, and then we'll be in standard pricing throughout the show. There is a link here for online ordering, but again, you can directly access online ordering from that registration portal that Ron just demoed for you. There's also a downloadable order form right in the Exhibitor Service Manual. We have a full-time customer service department with multiple call reps should you need assistance. I certainly am available to assist you. I do go on site here and there, so I'm not always at my desk or at my phone. So I like to provide you with our 800 number to reach customer service should you have a general question or just need a little assistance with your order. And they operate Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 Eastern Standard Time, and there's an email where you could contact them as well. And all this information is listed on the website, on the ordering site, and on the order form as well. And with that, I'm going to turn things over to Kevin. And again, if you have questions, just enter your questions into the questions portal, and we'll answer all of your questions at the end.
Thank you, Amy. I appreciate it. Well, first off, you will be, if you're not looking at my kit page or Shepherd home page, you will see that shortly. But before I get into our services of the kit, I know the big question that exhibitors typically have whenever we go to a new city is what are the work rules and what are the union jurisdictions. So USITT is always very conscientious of that, along with the cost to participate in the event. And Salt Lake City is going to operate a lot like the last few cities that USITT has gone to, in that you are able to work in your booth as long as you're using your own staff and you're not hiring people and bringing them in to work in the booth. You're allowed to bring in as many folks from your company and your organization to set your booth and work in it as you'd like. In regards to shipping, you can, as long as you're using a company-owned vehicle, so if it's a company-owned straight truck or van or delivery truck that is owned by your company, you are permitted to bring it to the dock and unload your own vehicle. Just be mindful, if you do that, you also have to store your own empties unless you hire us to do that for you. If you use any type of for-hire delivery service, whether that be UPS, FedEx, Yellow, UPS Freight, there's many. If you're hiring a private van line, if it's any type of for-hire company, those are the types of shipments that go through Shepherd, and there's no way around that. It's an agreement we have with the union, and it's how our business operates. So if it's a for-hire company, the shipment would have to go through Shepherd. If it's your own company-owned truck, you are allowed to unload and reload it. So wanted to get those two big questions out of the way. Next, if you are on our website, actually let me back up one. To get to our exhibitor kit, first off, you can either click it at USITT site, as Ron had showed you earlier through the link, but if you come to shepherd.com, you can also go into the exhibitor portal link, and once you're here, just sort the show by date, and
March 17th, 19th.
And March 17th, thank you. March 17th through 19th, and click USITT. And once you are there, I already have my login credentials preloaded, so I'm just going to hit login. And it's going to take me to the home page for USITT. And on the home page itself, it's just going to give you a real quick overview as to when your exhibitor appointed contractor notification deadline is, all of the relevant deadlines that you have for Shepherd and the show are on this home page itself. It also tells you what color carpeting we're going to have, which is a black and white speckled this year, and the show drape color is black. To order actual services, if you look across the top, we have, first off, event exhibit packages. These are any types of rentals that you want that are typically in combination with other things. So the most commonly ordered one are the pipe and drape booth packages over on the right. So I'm just going to click into this, and I have my pop-up blocker on. Let me go back out of that. I have to shut my pop-up blocker off to access that page. But if you had gone into that, it would be all the various booth packages that are available to you to rent at a discounted price. If you'd like flooring, there's a carpet. If you click the flooring tab, there's a way to order carpet and cleaning. Same with furnishings. You just keep going across the top. If you want to order tables or chairs or any type of higher-end furniture, you may do so through this site. And there's always a lot of labor and hanging. Now, something that is different this year in Salt Lake City is the building actually has the exclusives on hanging. So when you go into our site, you're going to see order forms if you want us to get the sign assembled for you. But when it comes to the actual work that's going to be done, putting the points up in the air, this year it's actually done by the Salt Lake Convention Center. So that's something that is a little different from the past. And general labor is also on here. If you have any type of general display labor, it tells you how much it is on straight time, overtime, or double time, which really doesn't apply. It's rare that anybody works past midnight, but if you did, those rates are on here as well. And then probably most importantly is the shipping and material handling information. All of you will need to get your product and your displays to the event site. So there's a link here so you can pre-print shipping labels, either inbound or outbound. And there's also information about the cost to bring materials into and out of the building. Something that USITT does for all the exhibitors on this show is they blend the material handling rate. So any type of price that you pay is a blended rate. And this year, that blended rate is $101.50. And actually, that is the rate for the next 3 years because it was leveraged to be used that way over the next couple of years. So that's just a real quick overview as to how this site works. Just like as Amy said, we also have a customer service call center. So if anyone wants to order something verbally over the phone, we'll take orders over the phone. We'll take them via fax. You can use this online, or we also have PDF kits that we're glad to share with you if you prefer a paper one. So like I said, just a quick overview of what Shepherd will be doing and how we'll be helping you at the event this year.
Cool. Thanks, Kevin. Can you give me the power? Right-click on my name and make me the screen guy?
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
I sure can.
I wanted to go back one more thing on our kit and show about virtual booth logins. And I do have some notes from our previous webinar that we did last year related to some of the Shepherd items that we just talked about. Okay.
Did it go back to you, Rob?
I think so. We seeing my Exhibitor Services manual screen again? Perhaps? Nope. I guess I'm not.
Let's try this, Rob. Okay, how about now?
Nope. This is why we run conventions, by the way, guys. We're not presenters very often. Oh, there we go. Show my screen.
There it is. Okay.
Screen two. Okay. So we're back here, right? You can see my screen now, Kevin?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we're back on our Exhibitor Services manual site again, Stage Expo Exhibitor Information. We covered exhibitor registration. The virtual booth login is another one. This is actually a deadline that's coming up. We, in our last bulletin, we said to you that January 15th is when we're looking for your company description for the conference program. This is where you would do it. You click on the virtual booth login. This year, for the first time in forever, your password for registration is the same one here. It took far too long to do it, but it's done. So here, when you log in, you've got a number of different options depending on your membership level. That's how this was decided upon. But edit booth information is going to be the bulk of what you're going to be working on here. So this is your company name and booth label, your information that's needed. These items are pretty much asked all the time. What is a welcome message? And essentially it's just a quick one-line tagline if you wanted to add it to your profile. That's one of the reasons it's not a required one. Print profile is the most important one that we're looking for right now. You have 625 characters to talk about who you are, and this is what is going to go into the conference program. We'll be pulling that report very soon. And then finally, this is your, if you had any brands, you can include this here as well if you're a distributor and these are the brands that you're listing. Here, the online profile, we could extend this up to 2,000 characters because it's digital. You've got plenty of room to do so. Here you can do copy, you can do it in HTML if you're one of those people that knows how to do it very well. And it has your basic WYSIWYG kind of editor. Here you can select your categories of what kind of company you are. So attendees can do searches for these categories. Your social media links, and you basically just hit save. Some of the other items that are available for, like I said, it goes by membership level. If you have a certain product that you're going to be promoting, something new to the show, you can add it. For me, I added a jobs board. We also have show specials if you're doing any discounts or anything that our attendees would like to know about that you're going to be doing at the show. I wrote discounts on trainings, and also press releases you can do here. So this is about new information. The attendee acquisition widget is kind of a cool thing. It's essentially having a web button that is dynamic. What that means is that you can take this code, give it to your web developer guy in your company, and he's going to use it on your website, and this would show up. And it says, we're exhibiting at USITT. This booth number, it automatically pulls the code from your website. So 1549, sure enough, that's our booth, 1549. Add to my expo plan. I click on this, and it would take me to a portal if I was an attendee saying, I can go and visit this company when I walk the show. And this register now does tie to registration. I'll send people directly to the registration site. So it's a great way to promote your interaction with the event. To kind of finalize what's going on over here in the kit, we have this button here, Complete USITT Manual. The manual is actually 86 pages long. It's a pretty substantial book. We've got all of the different forms, a checklist, which you could also find right here, right next to the housing. It's got your show schedule. It's got all those different PDFs, target move-in plans, everything you'll need in this one giant one if you're one of those people that wants to print out the entire book. This forms and deadlines area, we've done something before. Last year we had a drop down. This year what we're doing is kind of listing them all out. So each of the forms is listed here with an icon, the name of what it is, a PDF, if we have a PDF for it, or the internet. So it's an online order form if they have that available for them. Also gives you the deadline here. One of the things that we've done is we've done it in two different search formats. So here it's listed by alphabet, but you click on this by deadline and it'll switch and give you the whole thing by deadline, which is kind of fancy. Here at the bottom, we've made available USITT logos. Feel free to grab these, put them up on your website, put them in email banners and taglines. So there's a lot going on here. In this area, we'll always have updates and bulletins and any new information that's going on. As you can see, we talked about the webinar today in that section. So Kevin, some of the things that we talked about previously that are different, booth furnishings. Yeah. We had done for many years, you could order discount booth packages through USITT for your 10x10s and 10x20 spaces. The first, for this new contract that we have with Shepherd, you'll actually order that through Shepherd. So on one of those pop-ups that didn't open up on Kevin's screen, you would go to, I'm going to go back to by alphabet because I know how to search that way. Booth furnishings. There's a PDF here.
Yes.
And here are the discount packages, the same as what we had done in previous years. So the pricing is the same. You get the table, the wastebasket, the carpeting with the padding, same pricing, same style, just ordered through Shepherd. It really is, for us, cleaning up the system and making it a little bit easier for everybody involved. We've taken kind of USITT out of the middleman position. So if you did order those in the past and you've been looking for the form, make sure you come here. You can grab it here, or you can order it online through that World Wide Web thing. Kevin, you last year we talked about advanced shipping versus direct to show. How it works, that pricing is the same.
Correct.
That's still the case with our show?
Yep. Everything, it's a composite rate, so whether you go to the warehouse or go to show site, you pay the same amount of $101.50. So yes, we did that to encourage people to get their product in earlier and kind of incentivize you, to get things there ahead of time and make it easier.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I always recommend shipping to the advanced warehouse if you can, for the peace of mind of knowing that it's arrived in the city early, that you can go and do your tracking and make sure that has arrived. And it's one of the first items that comes off the truck on that Monday morning. So it'll be waiting for you in your booth space when you arrive. One other question we had last year was dolly services. So if an exhibitor has a POV, privately owned vehicle, and needs to rent a dolly or a hand truck, is that something they can do through you?
We do have a service where if you rent a dolly, it also comes with a laborer for liability reasons. So yes, you can rent a dolly and a laborer to help you shuttle things from your POV in and out of the building.
Great. Cool. Another question that came up last year, Wi-Fi in the building. I can confirm now we will have Wi-Fi in the building. It'll be in the conference rooms, in the lobby areas, and we will have it on the expo floor in limited capacity. What that means is that it's not really something that you're going to want to stream video from, or if you have a demonstration that requires internet, it's not the kind of reliable internet that you're going to want to use for that demonstration. So for that, you'll want to go to the exhibitor kit here and order your internet services. But it is what we're calling convenience Wi-Fi. If you want to check your email, if you need to download an app really quickly, that sort of thing. It has a very short timeout because we have, frankly, 5,000 people at our show. It's a lot of bandwidth going through there. So that's kind of my stuff from notes that I had. Amy, do we have any questions that came up?
Yes, we do have a couple of questions. The first one, I believe, is for Kevin. It says, do the table booths already have drapes?
Yes, all the table packages come with drapes, a table, 2 chairs, a wastebasket, and a skirted table. So yes.
Perfect. The next one is yours too. It says, can we use our own color carpet if we bring it?
Yes, you can. If you'd like to bring your own carpet, you can bring it in. Same rules. Basically, you can bring anything in and out of the building and the dock as long as you don't require any kind of motorized equipment. So if you bring your own carpet, as long as you're not using a forklift or motorized piece of equipment to get that carpet into the booth, you are allowed to bring it and use it.
Excellent. And then this question is also for you, Kevin. Do you have to hire, do you have to hire labor to assemble booths based on height or anything like that? If you require,
it's not so much based on the height, it's based on the type of equipment you need to set it up. So if you can do it from the ground, or if you bring in your own 6-foot ladder, you are allowed to do it. If you require any kind of motorized lift at all, then you have to hire someone to do it.
Perfect. And then this question is for you, Ron. Is there a limit to how many attendees we can invite, or potential attendees that we can invite using invite a customer?
Good question. With the promo code, absolutely not. There is no limit. You can invite, everybody from the entire country if you want to, or if you had dedicated clients that are in the region that you're trying to reach. That is totally open-ended for you. What I do ask, though, is that you try to target it a a little bit more than just sending it out carte blanche. Meaning, USITT is doing a lot of marketing for our event. Our marketing department's got print ads and emails and mailings and all kinds of things that we're doing. So sometimes it could be contrary with an exhibitor. We'll send out a giant message that says, yeah, free for the show, when it kind of goes against everything that we're doing. That doesn't mean that you can't use it. It doesn't mean that you can't hit all your clients. It just means, try to hit your clients and let us hit the rest. While we're on the topic, I'll actually give you a registration update. I was looking at the numbers earlier today. We're in great shape. We always track our numbers over the last 5 years. We are ahead of 3 of those 5 years. We are a little bit behind last year's show, but last year was the anomaly. We broke our record by 10%, 5,500 people. It was a surprise to everybody to reach that number. But we are definitely hitting the numbers that we're expecting to hit. The interesting thing for this year's show, buyers and more professionals and less students. Not enough that it's worrisome for schools that are looking for students. We'll still have plenty of them. I'm not worried about that. But it is interesting that we're starting to draw more of what a lot of people consider as not our typical audience. So we are focusing our attendance marketing on that kind of direction.
Excellent.
Any other questions?
Yep, there's a couple. One of them is, I believe this is, I'm not sure if this is Ron or Kevin. Could you clarify what is involved with the booth design approval?
Kevin, I can probably take that. We're a very easy show to work with. I know that a lot of our exhibitors, if you're exhibiting at a show that's a lot larger, they have a lot of restrictions. We essentially we have a good neighbor policy. So I post on our kit the IAEE rules of regulations, which is guidelines in how you design your booth. If you have a 10 by 10, try not to build a wall between yourself and the next neighbor, because it's good neighborly to have visibility down an aisle. We ask that you stay within certain restrictions of height. If you're going out of bounds beyond what you would expect as a good neighbor policy, that's generally what we ask that we know about what's going on. We'll try and mediate it before it gets to that point when we're on site and having to deal with issues. It's not a black and white answer, I know, but if you have a 20 by 20 and you're looking to go 28 feet tall, that's something that would need to be talked about. Or if you're planning on building a fortress around your booth space in a 10 by 10, that's something we want to be talking about. I hope that answers that question.
Perfect. Okay, next question is, in the cases of tables and chairs, is it an added fee to exchange typical chairs and tables for high top style?
Yes, if you're going to swap it out, well, I shouldn't say that. We don't allow swapping out. So if you need a high table, you'd have to order that, and you'd be charged for it.
Okay. Kevin, nope, this is Ron. Can you provide more insight into the cocktail party USITT is hosting?
Very good question. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot to talk about it. So the cocktail party we started last year. It is a 1-hour event at the close of Thursday, which is the opening day of the show. So Thursday, 5:30 p.m. Exhibitors are welcome to come. It's on the expo floor. It is a cash bar situation. The VIPs are the people that have registered for the event that have buying power. I can tell you, I looked this morning, 725 people are currently on that invite list. They are people that are, they have sole buying power, they share buying power, or they have influence in buying. So what we're trying to do is focus our energy in that 1 hour on people that are looking to sell product with people that are looking to buy product in a social environment. last year, I thought it went really well. We're trying to build on that for this year's event. As I said, it is a cash bar. You will be able to purchase tickets, or we're actually going to be offering, similar to last year, it was a last-minute thing last year, you'll be able to go into your exhibitor registration system and pre-purchase packages of tickets. So if you wanted to buy 10 drink tickets for your booth staff and some clients that you could just hand out a ticket, you'll be able to do that very soon. We're hoping to have that in the next couple of weeks up and running. The other thing that was asked last year about that, buyers are going to be identified. At registration, when they get their badges, they're going to get a ribbon that kind of identifies them. I don't remember if it says buyer or authorizer or something along those lines. So you'll very quickly be able to identify someone's purchasing power. That ribbon will get them access to the cocktail hour. We're also going to include in your on-site exhibitor packet some ribbons to give out to people. If there's somebody that doesn't have one that you do want to have come to that cocktail party, well, you're going to have the ability to invite them personally. That was something that was done years ago, and we're kind of bringing that back because it does add a nice personal touch, and it makes sure that you're talking to the people that you want to be talking to.
That's great, Ron. And just to piggyback on that, it's a great networking opportunity, as Ron described. And one of the fantastic features of the lead retrieval app is that it's on your smartphone. If you've got it on your iPhone or Android phone, it's not like you have to go to a networking event with a handheld scanning device. You've got it on your phone, so that if you do make a business connection, you're networking with a potential buyer, you can just have your phone in your hand and scan their badge. Everybody's going to have their badge because it's on the show floor after opening day. So it's just another way lead retrieval can be used outside of your booth. And just so you see the full benefit of lead retrieval and the ROI, that it's not just scan, 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 but you're actually able to use it to really generate quality leads, to make notes, to get that data after the show. But an event like this is a perfect networking event to utilize the app solution.
Yeah, and you know what? That's exactly what happened last year. A lot of the people ended up centralizing around the bars and just kind of talking to each other. And what an exhibitor would do was, when you got to that point in the conversation where you wanted to show them your product, you could walk over to your booth space and do a demonstration. It wasn't necessarily, I'm going to stay in my booth for that extra hour and hope that they came to me. It was more like, let's get together in a central area and we'll all chat and have a good time, and then, if it does turn to business, then that's great. That's what it's all about.
Excellent. Okay, it looks like there's one final question here. It's a long one, so bear with me because it's a very small window, so I'm reading it line by line. It says, if you are exhibiting lighting instruments, is light permitted to leave your booth, or must it all stay contained?
You know what? It's funny. Well, this is when we go into a city for a site visit. That is always part of the conversation that we talk about. Yes, we're not going to go around and give everybody a hard time. This falls under that same be neighborly thing. I know exhibitors that are lighting vendors fight for ceiling and wall space, fight for aisle space. We're not going to interfere with that. We're not going to give you a hard time. What I do ask, though, is that you be respectful of your neighbors. Try to not blast the spotlight in somebody's face if you can. Let's try and keep the fog down to a minimum. No more fire alarms. We'll try and avoid that again this year. So yes, that's not generally a problem. One of the other things to note, 2 p.m. on Wednesday, which is the last day of the general move-in, we go to show lighting. We're expecting about 50% lighting for the room. The way this building works is that lights are on three fixtures per breaker, so we'll have to kind of walk through the floor after 2 p.m. and address individual needs. And we do that. We're very concerned about making sure that you're getting the right environment for your display. So If there is a light above you, we'll do everything we can to make sure that that is turned off or turned on if you're a company that needs the lighting. So it is a concern that we take care of. Anybody else? Is that it? I got more.
That's it. That was the last question.
Wow.
You know what? I wrote a question down a few minutes ago before I deleted it. It asked if the webinar is going to be recorded. So do you want to just speak to where they can find this webinar?
Yep. We have recorded it. As much as I hate hearing my voice, we will. You can go to the exhibitor manual. We'll be posting it as soon as we get it cleaned up and posted online. It'll be at usittshow.com/exhibitor, right there with all the information. I want to keep everything quick and easy for you to reach with one click.
Excellent. Well, I think that's it with the questions. So
awesome. Well,
go ahead.
I want to say thank you to Amy, thank you to Kevin. You guys are always awesome. You've been great to our exhibitors over the years. I very much.
Our pleasure, Ron. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. And all of the exhibitors, please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. My email is ron, R-O-N, @usitt.org, or my phone, 800-938-7488, extension 107. I'm not always in the office because I travel a ton, but I always get messages, and I try to get back to everybody as quick as I can. And, I hope to see you guys soon.